folks, check this out. It seems like the Trump family is insistent on embarrassing themselves this week. And we'll start with Melania Trump, who yesterday spent a collective 2 minutes and 50 seconds at. All right, folks, check this out. It seems like the Trump family is insistent on embarrassing themselves this week. And we'll start with Melania Trump, who yesterday spent a collective 2 minutes and 50 seconds at a Christmas event before fleeing. That's right. She was never seen by reporters again. No questions answered, no nothing. She spent under 3 minutes at this event where she was supposed to be receiving the White House Christmas tree, but she darted out of there as soon as possible. And it was all caught on camera. We're going to cover this. But it wasn't just Melania yesterday who had a bad day. Donald Trump as well mistakenly amplified calls for him to get impeached. Yeah, he's calling for his own impeachment now. He did it. I don't think he realized he did it, but it happened for every single American to see. So look, we're going to cover both of these stories of both Donald and Melania having these pretty humiliating moments in public. Before we do any of that, make sure to subscribe down below, drop a like on the video, comment, let me know what you think about this story. And without further ado, let's start with Melania. Now, we know that she has a pretty bad past when it comes to Christmas events. I mean, this was her in July of 2018 during Donald Trump's first term, talking about how she hates Christmas and she hates that she has to prepare for Christmas at the White House. Take a listen.
Where I am, I'm working like a my ass.
I know.
Christmas stuff that, who gives a about Christmas stuff and decoration, but I need to do it, right?
Yeah, but 100%. You have no choice.
And then I do it, and I say that I'm working on Christmas, planning for the Christmas, and they said, oh, what about the children, that they were separated? Give me a break.
Yeah. I see some people sometimes online feel bad for Melania as if she's kind of trapped in this situation with Donald Trump. I don't feel bad for her at all, given quotes like this, children getting separated, and she's like, give me an effing break. She doesn't care about children getting separated at all. And she says, who gives an F about Christmas? So we know how Melania Trump feels about Christmas. So this is not exactly surprising, but it seems that she has yet to warm up to the holiday spirit. The First Lady spent 2 minutes and 50 seconds welcoming the arrival of the White House Christmas tree, hightailing it back inside the presidential residence after just a few handshakes and photo ops. She circled the horse-drawn carriage carrying the first family's Christmas tree, calling it beautiful, before offering smiles to press photographers and walking back into the White House. Melania has not been shy in her feelings around the holiday season, as we just heard, saying, who gives an F about Christmas? Give me an effing break about the kids. And her holiday decor during Donald Trump's first term was widely criticized, with setups that included Tim Burton-esque white spindly branches and blood red American treasure Christmas trees. I'm sure you folks all remember the decor during Melania's or Trump's first term. I mean, it was like creepy to look at. I mean, this is creepy. It looks straight out of a horror movie, a Christmas horror movie, but this was the White House and how it was decorated for the holidays during Donald Trump's first term. They defended the odd color scheme, saying the distinct shade of red was in reference to the pales or stripes found in the presidential seal designed by our founding fathers and is a symbol of valor and bravery. I mean, look, I can guarantee that if Joe Biden and Jill Biden did something like this, Republicans would be claiming that it's Satan inspired or some crap. Now let's look at this video of Melania fleeing, and we don't have to watch the entire thing, but she got there, she's looking at the horse. I mean, she does not want to be there whatsoever. Look, she's just standing there in front of the tree, not saying anything inspiring to reporters about the tree. Let's listen. What did she say?
It's a beautiful tree.
It's beautiful, that's all she said. Just standing there smiling, and then she talks to the carriage drivers, and then walks off. And then she's out of there. Does not care whatsoever. And look, I'm not saying, to be clear, that it's a requirement that when you're, in the Oval Office, your first lady, you have to care about Christmas. But it is just so obvious that she hates the American people. Donald Trump does too. But it's not just Trump. It's Melania as well who's in on this. And that was her little embarrassing moment. Less than 3 minutes. she spent. Actually, she started walking away around 2 minutes and 34 seconds, but I digress. Less than 3 minutes she spent there. Let's get on to Donald Trump now, who was confused and accidentally amplified calls for him to get impeached. The entire Trump family, as I mentioned, seems really insistent on having these terrible PR moments for over the past week or so. Donald Trump, according to the Daily Beast, is struggling to stay on message after accidentally boosting a call to impeach himself. The president, of course, 79, very clearly deteriorating before our very eyes, went on a social media posting spree attacking a group of Democrats who last week released a video urging U.S. service members and the intelligence community to refuse illegal orders. But while doing so, he posted a screenshot of Senator Mark Kelly, a retired naval officer and one of 6 Democratic lawmakers featured in the video, from an anti-Trump account. And the account name was, quote, "Impeach Trump a third time." So this was the post that Donald Trump put out on social media. We covered this post in a previous video on our show here. And it's, Mark Kelly saying you can refuse illegal orders, which is correct. That is good advice. If you're in the military, you should not follow illegal orders, which I guess Donald Trump has a problem with people saying. But this was the post, right? The thing is, that post, that video, that as you can see, it says "for this." You see with the laughing emojis. Problem is for Donald Trump, it came from this account. You see same emojis, same writing. And the username of that account, "Impeach Trump a third time." He accidentally amplified calls for his own removal from office. Finally, Donald Trump, and I imagine you folks at home, have found some agreement. Me and Donald Trump agree. You and folks at home and Donald Trump agree that, yeah, he should be impeached a third time. He should be removed from office this instant right now. I love it. Great. The account calls for a blue wave in 2026. It posts pro-Gavin Newsom memes and has included pictures of burning MAGA hats. Quote, Trump accidentally boosted anti-Trump account, impeach Trump a third time. The left-wing account Patriot Takes wrote on X, posting its own screenshot of the blunder. Quote, "Grandpa has trouble reading." I think, Donald Trump just has to go to bed. He maybe he's awake for 3 hours in a day, but if you're pushing 4 hours, 5 hours for Donald Trump, it gets dicey because he starts doing stuff like this. He starts calling for his own impeachment. He doesn't realize. Trump's tirade against Kelly and the 5 other Democrats began last week after, of course, he accused them of sedition and stated their crimes were punishable by death. He also reposted a Truth Social message reading, "Hang them," sparking widespread outrage that he was calling for their executions. And we can see it down here. This is what Donald Trump reposted on social media, where a random account is calling for them to be hanged. President, look, I said this in recent videos. I'm going to say it again. Ever since Congress voted to release the Epstein files and he was basically forced into signing them, because if he vetoed it, it would have just, the veto would have been overridden by Congress. He's been spiraling in an especially egregious and dangerous way. He's really been off his rocker recently. And it's gotten so bad that he's, calling for himself to be impeached. And Melania is not really having any better of a time as she's getting criticized publicly for just not caring whatsoever about Christmas, or anybody for that matter. Again, I'm not particularly upset that she doesn't care about Christmas. It is what it is. Some people care about holidays, some people don't. I just care more that she obviously doesn't care about the American people. Neither does Donald Trump. But both of them having these pretty embarrassing moments publicly, and all of it was caught on camera for the American people to see. So look, I will leave the video there. I just had to cover the Trump family kind of shooting themselves in the foot here. But look, thank you so much for being here. Make sure to subscribe down below, drop a like on the video, comment, let me know what you think about this story. And as I always say, I greatly appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.